Hello everyone. Today we are here with the topic Indian Constitution. And today I am here to present the parts of Indian Constitution with a short code. So we will learn the parts of Indian Constitution through a short code because in many competition exams the parts of Indian Constitution are asked. So before getting to the parts of Indian Constitution, I like to have a brief introduction of our Constitution. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. It is the longest written constitution of any sovereign country in the world. The whole nation is governed by it. B.R. Ambedkar is regarded as its chief architect. The original 1950 Constitution of India is preserved in helium cases in the Parliament House, New Delhi. There are two original versions of this, one in Hindi and the other in English. The Indian Constitution, as I already told, is the world's longest written constitution. As its commencement, so when it started, from its very beginning, it had 395 articles in 22 parts. So we are going to discuss or we are going to learn that 22 parts through a short code and 8 schedules. It is made up of almost 80,000 words. In its current form, September 2012, it has a preamble, 25 parts with 448 articles, 12 schedules, 100 amendments, the latest of which came into force on 1st August 2015. So when our constitution was framed out, our architect of the constitution gone through the constitution of many countries, and so we can say that they are influenced by other constitution of the world. So we got many laws from that constitution. So we are going to learn here from which constitution we adopted the provisions or the laws of our constitution. So here we are with a short code which will help you to learn the name of the constitution from where we got the rules and regulations of our constitution. So we have here the short code CISF bags of jute. So CISF, you know, it's a Central Industrial Security Force. So CISF got bags which are made of jutes. So you have to learn this short code CISF bags of jute. C stands for Canadian Constitution, I stands for Irish Constitution, S stands for Soviet Union Constitution, that is also USSR or Russia. F is the French Constitution, B the British Constitution, A Australian Constitution, G German Constitution, S South African Constitution, J Japanese Constitution, and the last one is U, that is United States Constitution or American Constitution. So from this constitution our Indian Constitution is influenced. So you can learn this the name of all this constitution to the short code CISF bags of jute. So here we are to the parts of Indian Constitution. So we are going to learn the parts of Indian Constitution through the short code. So in the first slide we are going to learn 1 to 8th part, which is with the short code Union of Citizens rightly directed duties in Union, State and Union territories. So Union of Citizen means the Union of Citizen was there. They rightly directed duties. They given right duties in Union, State and Union territories. So this code you have to learn, which will help you to learn 1 to 8th part of our Indian Constitution. So union stands for the union and its territory, that is part first. These all are in sequence also. Citizen, that is citizenship, part second. Rightly means the fundamental rights, part third. Directed means the directive principle of state policy, that is part 4. Duties means the fundamental duties, that is mentioned in part 4a. Now the union, that is the union, that is mentioned in part 5. State, that is the states, that is mentioned in part 6. And the last one is union territories, the union territories, which is mentioned in part 8. So these are the parts of Indian Constitution, 1 to 8th part in sequence. So you can learn this whole parts through the short code. Union of citizens, rightly directed duties in union, state and union territories. So we are here now with the parts 9 to 12. So we can learn this through the short code. Panch Muni, you know that 5 saints coordinate tribal relation with finance. So they helped the tribal people with helped, or they helped them to create the relation with finance. So they helped them to teach the, they helped them to learn the trade, and they created the trade relation which helped them in getting finance. So this code you have to learn. Panch Muni coordinate tribal relation with finance. So this will help you to learn the 9 to 12 part of the Indian Constitution. That Panch is the panchayat, that is in part 9. Muni stands for municipalities, that is part 9a. Coordinate stands for the cooperative societies, that is in part 9b. Tribal stands for the schedule and the tribal area, that is part 10. Relation, that is relation between the union and the state, that is mentioned in part 11. Finance, property, contracts and suits, that is mentioned in part 12. So that is 9 to 12 part through the code. Panch Muni coordinate tribal relation with finance. So you have to learn this code and you can go through the parts of Indian Constitution from 9 to 12. So now we are on 13 to 15th part of the Indian Constitution. So the short code is trade service ban under the union for tribunal election. Because there were tribunal elections to be conducted, so trade services were banned under the union. The union, you know, the central government. So trade services banned under the central government for tribunal elections. So elections were there, so trade relations were banned. So you have to learn this short code. Trade services ban under the union for tribunal elections. So what the trade stands for? Trade stands for trade, commerce and intercourse within India, that is part 13. Services under the union and the state, that is mentioned in part 14. Tribunal, that is mentioned in part 14a. Elections stands for election, that is mentioned in part 15. So the trade services ban under the union for tribunal election will help you to learn the part 13 to 15. Now we will move to the last parts of the Indian Constitution. So here we are, the parts of Indian Constitution from 16 to 22. So here you have to learn Sophie mats. Sophie is a company, it used to manufacture mats, so you have to learn Sophie mats. So the short code is Sophie mats. So what the Sophie mat stands for? S stands for special provision for certain classes, that is part 16. O means official language, that is given in part 17. E stands for emergency provisions, that is in part 18. M stands for miscellaneous, that is mentioned in part 19. A stands for amendment of the Constitution, which is mentioned in part 20. T stands for temporary, transactional and special provision, special status of states, that is mentioned in part 21. And here we are on to the last part, that is S, short titles, commencements, authoritative text in Hindi and repeals, that is in part 22. So here our parts of Indian Constitution ends. I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button as it will inspire us to launch more videos. Share and subscribe as it will inform you when we launch our new videos. Don't forget to subscribe us. Thanks for watching.